What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Yeah, we got sound. We got sound. Matter of fact, I need to do a little bit of work to fix my sound as well, because my computer is a mini computer, so the fan blows pretty hard. So that's that little blowing sound. Cause I have made it's like a mini computer, so it's really small, but the fan has to blow to get it hot. But anyway, what up everybody? How everybody doing, man? We out here, man. It just don't stop. It just get better and better. I don't know about y'all. I don't know if y'all bored or what's going on, but I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get in. We keep moving forward. Today is a very big day, and this week and this month is a very big month for us at the 5,000 Elite. Our stock, our momentum is just keep growing and growing and growing way more than you think. So don't let the membership fool you. We are leaders in this game, and people look to us to have something to follow. We are the we are the Joneses. You know what I'm saying, at this moment in time. But the thing of, and we enjoy it. And so so we got a pretty interesting show today. Those of you, like Doug and a couple people who follow me throughout, a long time, you're going to be a little familiar with what I'm talking about today. But some new people, they might not be as familiar. But we going in. Also, welcome to Elite News. This is Elite News with an elite point of view. This is not your grandmama's news. This is not your grandpa's news. This is not the same news that you're used to watching on the internet, and it's not the same news you're used to watching on TV. It's news with an elitist point of view. Some people can't handle it, and if you can't handle it, then just leave it alone. But welcome everybody. Today we're going to be talking about the Aboriginal Consulting Corporation. Now, just because it has the name Aboriginal in it does not mean that it's Aboriginal only. Okay? And this is like a partnering company. This is like another corporation. It is, and so you as a 5,000 Elite member, you should be able to take full advantage of this corporation and what it has to offer. Also, let me make sure I got the right information, to make sure I got the number up there, because I know sometimes I'll be doing too much and I'll be forgetting stuff sometimes. But so let's go ahead and get it in. I mean, y'all know how we do. So the way I'm gonna kind of do this is I'm just gonna kind of let the people know that a consulting firm, the consulting firm, the Aboriginal Consulting Corporation is basically there to help you and consult you with your legal issue, with some of your legal issues in starting your company or starting your business. Now, this is something that we definitely need in our community. Now, a lot of people in our community think just because you watched a couple Kemetic versus Hebrew debates, you think you woke now. Just because you done see some old ass dude pump his fist and spill out some hateful or some black power messages, now you think you woke now. Being woke is not what you know. It's about what you implement, what you do. You see, you can be the smartest person in the world, but if you're not making any steps towards, your goals or anything, then you're not that woke, or you're not that smart. And so a lot of people get a lot of confused. And this firm right here, which is the Aboriginal Consulting Firm, this firm right here is for you, for those people who can think outside the box and get, and also get a little help. Now, this also I want to talk about people who are, convicted felons as well. So those people who are convicted felons, sometimes it can be hard for you, but don't let that stop you. But if you are woke and you're a convicted felon, there ain't no love lost, because you're woke. You know what you got to do. You know what you need to implement. And so Aboriginal Consulting is there for you. To help you start your own business. So if I'm a convicted, so make sure you get this information out. If you got a little brother who just graduated, he confused on what he want to do. You got somebody who just got out of jail or something, and they don't even have the regular world wrapped around yet. Introduce them to the Aboriginal Consulting Corporation, so therefore it can help them with their plans. Now, me, how I like to break this down is I like to break it down into everybody's dream or what everybody wants to do. Me, I usually call it the boom boom room. That's what I call it. Somebody's dream. I call it the boom boom room. Those of you who don't know what the boom boom room is, it comes from the movie Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. Now, Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence went to prison, and so Eddie Murphy character had this dream of becoming a nightclub owner, and he had a name for his little nightclub that he had. It was called the Boom Boom Room. And he was telling everybody about the Boom Boom Room. Now, all these guys was in prison, and most of these guys were going to be in prison for the rest of their lives, and they didn't even think about the outside world. And so, for a little moment in time, Eddie Murphy character was able to take them outside of prison. And so, what they was doing is they was imagining themselves inside Eddie Murphy's Boom Boom Room. And so he was talking as if he had it already, and he was so detailed, and Satchmo was there, and and so it was one of the best parts of the movie, that I see, because he was in prison, and he was dreaming as if he was going to be a nightclub owner. And so I believe every woke person should have themselves a boom boom room. Every woke person should have themselves some kind of dream that they dream about. Oh man, I want to become a NBA player, or some kind of boom boom room type of business. And so I have it myself, and I'm actually working on it and things like that. I don't have everything all in order, all ducks in a row. I don't have all the answers, but I know my boom boom room, and I know what I must do. And so Aboriginal Consulting Corporation is something there for you. It's something there for you. Don't walk around as if you know every damn thing. Don't walk around as if you got all the answers. You know what I'm saying? We giving you a boost. We giving you a handout. We giving you a solution. You know what I'm saying? So call up Aboriginal firm. I'm gonna go ahead and put the number on the screen. I know it's kind of doing too much right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and put the number on the screen, so therefore everybody can make sure they understand what's going on. Now, a lot of people is a lot of people is not going to take the time to listen to you and to try to help you as much. But this, you as a member of the 5,000 Elite, if you call up, or if you know somebody and you have your and you have your membership ID, let them know. Say, hey man, I got the number from from Tide Data, or just let them know I'm one of the members of the 5,000 Elite. Give them your 5,000 Elite. Give them your 5,000 Elite ID, and they would be like, cool, and they can help you implement it. So let me make sure this number is correct. So I got 312-945-8421. So you definitely want to give them a call. And if you don't want to do it, hand it off to somebody else. If you hear somebody else having a bad time or something, say, hey, call this number, man. They can help you with some of the legal ramifications. They can help you with some of the some of the business parts and things like that. So I'm not gonna be on here too long, but I do want to let you know is that every time you have a boom boom room and every time you have something kind of going for yourself, there's always going to be that one person who's just they just don't want to hear it. They just hateful. They just don't get it. They just don't want to hear it. And so try to stay away from those people, because those people are going to always bring you down. They always going to have something negative to say, and anything you do good, they're not going to like you for it. Don't nobody like you doing good things that they themselves can't do. That's what it seems like sometimes. But we ain't gonna listen to that. We gonna make sure we stay focused on our boom boom room. And so you're one phone call away from getting some information and maybe even start your own boom boom room. And so definitely take advantage of this. And this is something, that I don't know how new it is to the community. I don't know if it's something old, but it's something for the people, by the people, and it's something that we're able to implement, and it's something we're able to give at this time. We wish we can give a lot more. We wish we can do a lot more, but at this time we can, this is a big thing for us, is to be able to get a phone call and say, hey bruh, I'm saying, my mother's, she's not doing so well, so I did a couple bids, man, and I'm I'm saying, I'm not a member of the 5,000 Elite or anything, but I just I had some ideas. I wanted to know if you can help me help me figure out where to get started at. I remember a person told me, he said, man, I want to mine gold. I want to be a gold miner. But then it's kind of hard where to start at. Okay, I want to be a gold miner. Where can I start at? How do I fix that? How do I become a gold miner? How do I mine gold? Well, I can tell you one thing. You can start by calling 321-945-8421. And you can get some professional information on how to start your own gold mining company or whatever it is you might want to do. And so we literally, going out of our way and making sure that the people, have the things in place for what they need. Now, when it comes to business and when it comes to creating business and sustaining business, because it's real easy to create one, but it's a lot more harder to sustain one. So how many businesses you have that doesn't impress me. How long have your business been up and running? That is impressive. And so you can get more information like that, and you can get professional consulting at Aboriginal Consulting Corporation. I strongly advise everybody with an actual idea and everybody with the actual, everybody with the boom boom room of their own. I advise you to call them up and just see what they have to offer, because Google is not going to tell you everything, and you never know. You just I got a lot of people out there, they want to be rappers, and they can spit good lyrics, they get beats off the internet, but they don't know the business of that. You know what I'm saying? 80% of rapping is business, is the business. 80% of a successful rapper is his business behind it. You got another 20% is your lyrics. And that's just my analogy. And so if you want to be a rapper and that's what you say you want to be, and you don't know how to get yourself in the arena, man, quit playing. If that's your boom boom room, we'll quit playing. We have a solution for you, and it's not going to stay there, and it's not going to always be there. As you know what I'm saying? So take advantage of it while you can. So if you're a member of the 5,000 Elite, you have priority. If you're not a member of the 5,000 Elite, still call. You don't need to be Aboriginal. You don't need to identify as an Aboriginal. It's a name. It's a DBA. So make sure you take advantage of that. We're pulling up to about 16 minutes. I'm gonna try to go on for about 20 minutes, and then we're gonna move on. So I just want I just want people to understand, the overall messages and the overall things that we're doing. Because if you're just watching one show at a time and you're not connecting all the dots, then you're definitely not woke, you're definitely not elite, and you definitely don't know what we're about. Now, this is one part of getting your situation and getting your utopia, or whatever your boom boom room is for the people, or whatever your boom boom room is for yourself. This is one magnificent part, because if you are a convicted felon or whatever you are, call this number and get you some information. Now, we can't give you a boom boom room, but if you have your own personal boom boom room, call them up and give them your ideas, and they can send you on a path to things to research. And if you come to a dead end, call them again. Say, hey man, I did everything you said, man, but I'm still a little confused on the 1-1 part and the 2-2 application and the 3-3. And they will sit there and they will tell you. So then now you implement that and you call them back up. Say, hey man, look, I did that part. You know what I'm saying? But I still need this and I still need that. You know what I'm saying? So the more you're telling them what you need, you're learning. You're learning. You just learning. Okay, somebody said when you say boom boom room, you need to define what the boom boom room is. Okay, I thought I did that earlier, but I'm gonna break it down a little bit what the boom boom room is. Okay, the boom boom room is a segment in the movie Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. Now, in this segment, Eddie Murphy had an imagination. He had an imaginary club that he owned. Now, in the movie Life, they were in prison for life, and they were surrounded by a bunch of prisoners. I'm talking about a bunch of guys who never gonna see the light of day. They never thought outside. Their whole life revolving around prison. And so Eddie Murphy decided to talk about his boom boom room. And so the prisoners wanted to hear it, because they never, they don't really think outside of prison. So so the segment goes on, and then Eddie Murphy say, hey, welcome to the boom boom room. And all the prisoners start imagining themselves in the boom boom room. So you got one guy imagine himself being a bouncer. You got one guy imagine himself being a chef, and one guy's the singer, and one guy's the trumpet player, or whatever it is. And so he took them outside of prison with his imagination, and he took them outside of prison with his life dream. That was his life dream, is the boom boom room. And so your life dream would be your boom boom room. It's just a simple way of saying it, and a cultural way to identify, because we all seen this movie, and I don't know why I'm even explaining it to everybody, but we all seen this movie. And so it's a cultural way of communicating, with the people, and putting a little, and narrow it down, communicating with a certain specific group of people that identify with this movie, because this movie was a cultural, was one of a cultural identifier. Just put it like that. We see, if you ain't seen Life, man, come on, you know what I'm saying? You seen Life, okay? And so, and that's the language that I'm breaking it down in. And so when we say the boom boom room, that basically means your life dream. Okay, what is your life dream? And so my boom boom room is my boom boom room is getting, is getting the 5,000 Elite up and running. I want to get those printing machines where we can print our own houses. I want our own Hong Kong. You know what I'm saying? That's one of them. Also, me personally, I also want my own software company. Those are my boom boom rooms. And so calling this number would put you on a path legally, strategically, step-by-step instructions towards your boom boom room. Because if you haven't done it by now, or if you haven't taken the initial steps that you needed to take by now, chances are there's something stopping you. And so it can be a multiple range of things. And so calling this number 321-945-8421 will be a start. So that gold mine that you wanted to get, family, we got somebody specially for that. And so you call that number, let them know you're interested in starting a gold mine where you want to mine gold, and they will send you some step-by-step instructions on how to get that started. Man, you can't get no better than that. I don't care what nobody say. You can't get no better than that. We giving it to you. We giving it to you, family. So I encourage people to call that number and get started. You know, I really can't say no more about it because it's self-explanatory. So make the call. You know, get started on your own boom boom room. Whether you want to own a nightclub, be a rapper, maybe go to the NBA or whatever it is you might want to do. Do what you do. But sometimes it starts with calling that number. Now everybody might be in a different situation. Some people might not made that first call yet. Some people might not made that initial step. Some people already went to 4 or 5 steps already, and they stuck at the 6th one. Make that call. Some people might be stuck at the 8th. Matter of fact, some people might have their boom boom room up and running, started already, but they struggling to keep it, to make it grow. Call that number. Aboriginal Consulting is right there for you. You can't be woke if you ain't got no business, man. What type of woke people are you? How woke are you? And you don't got your own business? Now, there's nothing wrong with having a 9 to 5. Now, some people have a 9 to 5 because they feel comfortable with 9 to 5. But if you're the type of person who's comfortable with a 9 to 5, I suggest you stay with that. But if you go to work every day and you're not learning anything, peace, family. Peace, family. If you go to work, if you go to work every day, you know, and you're no longer learning anything, and you just go there blank and dead, and you have thoughts and dreams of being something or doing something, and you just don't know how, make the call 321-945-8421. I also remember when I was I used to work in a galvanizing plant where we galvanized metal and galvanized steel, and I actually broke some of my fingers. Also, if you can see, my hands are bent. My 2 fingers right there are bent crooked because I got my hand smashed between 2 huge I-beams. And so one of the things I wanted to do is one of the boom boom rooms I used to think about when I was in there is that I wanted to own billboards and bus stop benches, and I wanted to have people pay me to put their signs, on my billboard. And so I looked into that. I got turned off because each city has different rules. and then they have different fines, and then they have different types of fines, and then each city you need different types of permits, and it just turned me off because each city had their own little rules that they wanted to, you know what I'm saying, that they could change at will when it comes to having a billboard. And so I kind of got turned off by that. But that was one of the boom boom rooms when I was working at Zark Steel. There's a place called Zark Steel, you know, that I used to work at. And I used to, you know, I was looking at owning billboard signs because I was, you know. And so if you're interested in learning something like that and you at your job, and you're thinking like, man, I want to own some billboards and bus stop benches. I mean, you can get you a bus stop bench for about $700 or maybe even less than that. But you got to get the right permits and stuff like that. So you working close and close with the city. And so during the time, you know what I'm saying, you're working close and real close with the city. So you got to have certain type of paperwork, and you have to have a certain type of permits. But it's not that hard. But I just didn't want to deal into. I didn't want to be so intertwined and integrated with the city at the time. But it's actually not a bad idea. So you can buy you a bus stop bench for about $400, and you can put you know, your advertising here. You know, and people will call you up and say, hey man, I want to get something, you know, realtors and stuff, I want to get on your bus stop bench. You can go on top of stores and say, hey, I would like to build, you know what I'm saying? So it's all types of things you can do. And those was one of my boom boom rooms back when I was back when what was I, like 24, 25, maybe 26, somewhere in my mid to late 20s. That was one of my boom boom rooms. And so if I could have called this number at this time and got some actual more details by another brother just like me, and he could have broke it down for me in the language that I can understand, man, I probably would be a billboard monopoly right now. I probably own billboards. Who knows what I would have did? But I was so intimidated by working with the state and working with the city and going to the city hall and all this. I was intimidated. Like, nah, man, I'm not gonna be messing with those people. And I was intimidated. And I was like, nah, I can't do it. You know. But now you have someone who can break it down in your language, and they can tell you. You know what I'm saying? It's not that hard. And so I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I just had to get this out on record, and it's already up and running. So make sure you try to like and share this video, because it's also, you know what I'm saying, it's also very, very important that we understand what we are trying to do. A lot of people do not understand. They don't get it. They don't want to get it. You know, and so y'all see the number on the screen. Now let me go ahead and put this up there to make sure everybody got that and got it clear. Where is it? Hold on one second. I'm sorry. I'm kind of looking for something, but I see we got family in the room. We got Nonetheless. We got Black Lotus TV in the building. We got Doug in the building. You know, we got a couple other people watching, you know, coming in and out. We appreciate that, y'all. We got a lot to do, and we finna be going in all day today. Don't forget this Thursday. We might be having a meeting this Thursday. The stock certificates, if you ain't got them already, then be looking for them towards the midday. Also, I want to let you know that in the description box there is a link for talent. I know it might be hard to find talent because we're not up and running yet, but there's a link where you can go and you can get your time slot, and you can select your time slot where you want your show to be at. Because keep in mind, we're going 24 hours a day, non-stop. So we're going to keep going and going and going and going and going non-stop once we get up and running, y'all. We're going to have paid commercials. Okay, we're going to have paid commercials. So people who have shows, you will get paid for your shows. And so if you go to the link in the description box, it'll explain to you how you get paid and different ways you can get paid. So I want to say peace, and let's keep it moving. Thank you.